You're welcome to the Rhemabotics math class. This is Bece 2025 paper 1 number 4, and it says express 2.160 as a fraction in its lowest term. Solution. Let's go. The first thing you do is to transform this decimal, that's 2.160, transform it to a fraction. And how do you do that? First of all, write the decimal, move the decimal point till it gets to the end of the number and drop it. Now ask yourself, divide it by a power of 10 that has the number of times you move the decimal point. You can see if I move it once, I'll write 1 here. If I move it twice, I'll write 2 here. If I move it 3 times, I'll write 3 here. So in this case, I'm writing 3. I hope that's understood. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to write the whole number we have now and write the power of 10 that is, raised the power of 10 that has 3 as its power. Okay, so let's go. That should be 1000 has 3 zeros. That's 10 raised to power 3 is 10 times 10 times 10, which is 1000. Okay, I hope that's understood. 10 times 10, if it's 10 raised to power 1, is 10. If it's 10 raised to power 2, it's 10 times 10, which is 100. If it's 10 raised to power 3, it is 10 times 10 times 10, which is 1000. So quickly, we are going to cancel out the zeros. The next thing, we are going to crush this value that we have left to its lowest term. Don't forget, we have 216 over 100 left. So let's take it to the lowest term using 2. 2 cancels this 1, cancels this 0. Remainder 1 cancels 16, 8. 2 cancels 10, 5 cancels 0, 0. Let's step it down here. That's 108 over 50. Let's divide by 2 again. 2 cancels 5, 2 cancels 4. 2 cancels 2, remainder 1, 2 cancels 10, 5. So we have 54 over 25. So finally, how many 25s do we have in 54? 2 of them, because 2 times 25 is 50. So that will be remainder 4 over 25. So the final answer is 2 whole number, remainder 4 over 25. Thank you so much for being part of today's episode of the Rhemabotics math class. Thank you. Hey, you're welcome to the Rhemabotics math class. This is Bece 2025 number 10. Express 240, that's 240 centimeter as a percentage of 60. Solution. Let's go. The first thing we do, observe carefully. If you observe carefully, the units are the same. That's the first thing you need to check. If the units are the same, you can go ahead. But if they are not the same, you have to do what we call conversion. You have to make the units to be the same. Yes. If one is cm and one is meters, you have to convert all of them to centimeter or all of them to meters before you start solving this kind of problem. Okay, let's move on. Since the units are the same, let's move on. They say express 240 centimeters as a percentage of 600 centimeters. So the first thing you do is you divide 240 centimeter by 600 centimeters and you multiply it by 100%. At this point, you are expressing 240 centimeter as a percentage of 600 centimeters. So cm and cm will cancel. That's the first thing. Then this 0 and the 2 zeros down here, we cancel out the 2 zeros down here. That's up there. Don't forget, this 100 is over 1. There's an invisible over 1 there. I've taught the 4 different mathematical forces surrounding every number. Go and look out for that video. I explained it. So let's continue. Now this should give us 6 divided itself 1. 6 divides 24 4 times. 6 divides 0 is 0. So what we have left is 40 then we have the percentage sign there, percent. So that is the answer. So therefore 240 cm as a percentage of 600 centimeter is equal to what? 40%. Thank you so much, and see you on the next Rhemabotics math class. Welcome to the Rhemabotics math class. Today we are tackling Bece 2025 questions, paper 1, number 7. Find the sum of 111 base 2, 111 base 2 and 100 base 2. So these are binary numbers. So when it comes to binary numbers, we only have 2 digits, 1 and 0. So let's first of all arrange them. The first number in base 2, the second number plus the second number in base 2 also, plus the third number, which is 100 in base 2. Now you're going to arrange and add them as if you are adding your normal, that's your conventional base 10 numbers, right? So that's what we're going to do. But there is a rule in binary. Whenever you add up and you get 2, write 0, carry 1. Then whenever you add up and you get 3, write 1, carry 1. Then when you get 4, write 0, carry 2, then write 0, carry 1. So we are going to obey those 3 rules. Let's go. So 1 plus 1 is 2. In base 2, we don't write 2. Our maximum number is 1. Yes, that's our maximum digits. So we write 1. When it's 2, we write 0, 1. We don't write 2. So let's go. So we have 1 plus 1, 2. You ask yourself, how many 2's are in 2? There are about, look at 2 here. How many 2's are there? Just one of them. Remainder, nothing. So remainder 0. So we write the remainder and we carry the number of 2's we have in 2, which is 1. Are you seeing it? So that one you carried up here, you're going to add it up to what you have here and here. You have 3. Now in 3, how many 2's do you have in 3? Watch. Let's watch. We have in 3, we have 1, 2. How many 2's? One of them, then remainder 1. So that's why we write 1 and we carry 1. Hope that's understood. Now we have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. That's about 4. I told you when it gets to 4, we write how many 2's do you have in 4? Look at it. Everybody look at it. We have 2 of them. 1, 2. Yes, we have 2 of them. 1, 2. So we have 2 2's, right? Remainder nothing, right? So we are going to write remainder 0. Then we are going to carry 2 to this side. But that 2 we are not going to write it here, because normally 2 is supposed to give us remainder 0, carry 1. So that's our final answer. Make sure you pause, you rewind the video so that you can understand it better. Thank you so much, and join us in the next. You're welcome to the Rhemabotics math class. Today we are tackling Bece 2025 paper 1. The question says, that's number 8. Express 0.00402 in standard form. So look at the solution. First, what should a standard form look like? So standard form is equal to a times 10 raised to power n. So I will tell you what a should be like, and I will tell you what n should be like. First of all, a should be a number. Look at a should be a number that is, you can see 1.0 is either less than or equal to a, while a is less than what? 10. That is, a cannot be double digits. That is a whole number. Even though it's a double digit, it has to be less than 10. But it can be equal to 1.0 but greater than 1.0. You can see, so this is 1.0 less than or equal to 0. That means any value, the values you will get here should be from 1.0 down to 9.9 is permitted, is a law. So you have to obey it. So now let's look at the values of n. N can be either positive or negative integers. Yes, positive or negative integers. Integers are also called whole numbers. Whole numbers. But why do we say positive or negative integers? Now, these are powers of 10, don't forget. So it can be an integer plus or minus 2, or we can say plus or minus 5, but it's a power of what? 10. So quickly, let's solve this problem. It's time to solve the problem. So quickly, 0.00402. Let's go. We are going to move the decimal point to obey this range of values for A. We have to obey it. So we must drop it between the first digit and the second digit. That will give us 4.02. So if I should approximate, I will just have 4.0. Hope that's clear. Now we have obeyed the first law, which is A. Now we are going to obey the second law, times 10 raised to power. So what integer? Is it positive, or that's the n? Will it be positive or negative? What will make it positive? If the decimal point moves to the right, it will be negative. If the decimal point moves to the left, it will be positive. Because you can see the number is increasing. So that's why it has to be minus. Now you count 1, 2, 3. So how many times did the decimal point move? 3 times. So you just put your minus 3. And that's your answer. Thank you. Okay, you're welcome to the Rhemabotics math class. This is Bece 2025, paper 1, number 13. The sum of 3 consecutive numbers is 60. What is the smallest number? Solution. Let the numbers be x, x plus 1, and x plus 2. So why did I make it x, x plus 1, and x plus 2? They said 3 consecutive numbers. So if they are consecutive, that means the difference between the first and the second is 1. That's why I added 1. And the difference between the second and the third is 1. That's why I made it x plus 2. That means if there should be another consecutive number after x plus 2, we should have x plus 3. I hope that's clear. Now they said their sum. Their sum, that means you have to add all the 3 numbers. X plus 1 plus x plus 2. They said their sum is 60. You can see 60 there. So you collect like terms. So x plus x plus x is 3x. 1 plus 2 is 3, equal to 60. Then you cross 3 to the other side. You get 60 minus 3. Then you have 3x equal to what? 57. Finally, divide both sides by 3. You get 57 divided by 3, which is equal to what? 19. And that's the value of x. So they are asking us, what is the smallest number? The smallest number here is x, followed by x plus 1 and x plus 2. So let's take the smallest number, just x. So therefore the answer is what? 19. See you on the next.